Hello, I'm Lee Cash from the Game Coding Club, and I will be showing you how Blender works. And when you first create a new project, you'll be presented with a cube, a camera, and a light. The cube is for you to change however you like into like a character or whatever. If you don't like the cube, you could just delete it by pressing right click and press delete. Or you can move around by middle click and look around, and also shift A to select something else, like a sphere. And if you want to change like stuff about this, like say you don't like how this is also round, you can make it look weird. And how this relates to making a game is normally people would make a game by going to Blender or any 3D software where you be making your characters and then export them and then import them into the game engine. So you can think of this as what you would use for that process. And you can also set like keyframes and all sorts of stuff like animations, plenty of things. As you see right here, I'm making a short animation. A 10 frame animation where the thing is just going back and forth. This is done by using the keyframes for the character or whatever you've made and changing it into whatever you want, and then going to the next frame and changing it to whatever you want, and then the thing will change it, will show the animation of it positioning itself to it. It's a lot more complex, or a decent bit more complex, if you're working with, say, a character. If you're referring to like a human, you would have to do rigging, which is essentially having a skeleton throughout your model. And you can use this to animate it. Then there's also schematics, or however you say the word. It will allow you to have even better animations where it would procedurally make things look more natural as you're having your character, like, for example, stretch out its hand. And that's only some of the things that Blender can do. You can also use Blender for background purposes of like making your scenery. One example of this could be something as simple as making a plane, increasing the size of this to where I have a floor, and then having some like cubes representing like various scenery that is in the scene. While the camera, if you press 0 on, you can see what the render would see. when you would render it out. If you click on the camera right here to make sure that the camera itself is selected, and you press G, you can move the camera around. If you press, say, X, you can further change how that is, like X, Y, correlating to how you would want to move. And all these features coming together, you can make a very good animation, but with these 3D characters or places, you can import to a game and use the animations that you've developed in Blender in something like Godot. And how you would edit all these things, like say if I wanted to edit this, is literally by the modes. There's object mode, edit mode, and then there's sculpting. Sculpting is basically, say, similar to like painting. Like say if you want to have something get bigger. Well, if I press F and get this circle to be bigger, and I can make this thing inflate. Or I can switch it to where it states draw. Well, there. Or smooth it out. Or if I go to edit mode, I can individually mess with the points. Like say if I say like I don't want all this right here. Like this is just too much. And if you hold shift and press the individual pieces, it will also work. You press G and X to make it go back. Go back to sculpt mode. Say look for smooth. Just like make it smooth out. Or you can add a modifier. And there are many different modifiers to this. There's subsurface subdivision, which will make it all smoother. There's others which allow you to mirror what you're doing on the opposite side. You can also do the exact same thing by using this as well. And that is all for me. Bye, and have a good day.